What's up, guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about my weekly rotation for this past week. So it feels like I haven't made a video in a while, but it's just because I pre-recorded a lot of content for a trip I was going on. I went to Connecticut to go see some family. But anyways, on Sunday, son of the day, was Chanel Allure Homme Sport. Some of you guys were interested on my take for the longevity of this fragrance. I normally never have really any performance issues with fragrances, but I will say I did wear this one to work. I do have longer work days. And I would say this is probably around the 8-9 hour mark. Didn't last my normal like 12 to 13 hours, but I mean, if you work a regular like 9 to 5 or just like a schedule that's 8 hours, this would definitely still work for you. So I wouldn't say performance is really too big of an issue if you're using it as a work fragrance and you're just gonna go to work, or maybe you just need like a fragrance for 8 to 9 hours. Then still recommend this one. I don't think the life of the fragrance or longevity of the fragrance is bad at all. But that's what I wore on Sunday. Let me put my phone over here. On Monday, I got this fragrance in and I wore it. You guys saw my reaction video about it. To me, it smells like a baseball store, Rawlings, which I used to go to a lot. I used to play a lot of baseball. This comes off to me like the smell of that store with the citrus opening, but the dry down gets really interesting. Not too sure what notes there are in the base. This changed a little bit, but it's one of the notes that I go nose blind to. You might too. You might go nose blind to as well. So like this fragrance, when I'm wearing it, I really don't smell it, but it is a compliment machine. But when you do get like wafts of it and like your sillage and like random whiffs of it, it smells super like really high class. It smells like a really high class fragrance. So I think it's going to be staying in my collection. It makes me interested in the line, or just interested in the brand. This is the only thing I've tried from the brand. So definitely curious on what other things smell like. Not too sure exactly when I'm going to get into it, but there's some other brands I want to get into first before I get more into Ormond Jade. But yeah, Ormond Jade, Montalbano, and Tintivo was my scent of the day for Monday. And longevity, no issue. This was one of those that I got home, washed the clothes I was wearing because it was the clothes I was going to take to the trip, and it was still on the clothes. So that's where I wore it on Monday. And then Tuesday, pulled out Chanel Allure Homme Sport, Chanel Allure Homme, the Eau de Toilette, just the normal original. I was trying to see which one I was going to like more, if it was going to be like Sport or just Allure Homme. And they're both really good. So it's like, I was trying to remember how much of the dry down I smelled for Sport. I might have to rewear it to be able to talk about it a little bit better. But Allure Homme Sport, Allure Homme, the regular one, this one, smells really good. And I think it actually outperformed the Sport. I'm pretty sure it did. I don't think it gave me my 12 to 13 hours, but it did. I remember it was still on my skin longer than Sport was. So I'm gonna have to retry Sport and maybe see if I just went nose blind to it, or I don't know, maybe I sprayed this one more than I did spray that one. I don't remember doing too many sprays of either one, so that could be the case as well. And then, that was my scent of the day on Tuesday. Wednesday, I went ahead and pulled out Viking Cologne. So it was a little bit more of a dressed up day. You might have seen it in in my shorts or something, but I did dress up a little bit more for work, so I decided to go something that's office safe, especially since I was going to be more in an office environment than I typically do. I'm mostly in an office environment, but not my entire day. But anyways, so with Creed Viking Cologne, I decided to go ahead and wear office friendly, a bit more professional. Thing about, not that it smells exactly like Grey Vetiver, but Grey Vetiver is a really good fragrance by Tom Ford for an office environment. One of the closest fragrances I have to that is Viking Cologne, so I'm like, perfect, dressed up a little bit more, Viking Cologne, perfect match. And I definitely enjoyed the wearing. Enjoyed the wearing more than I remember. when I used to have it. And yeah, I could see, like now smelling it, when it gets into the deeper dry down, I can see how it smells closer to Viking. But I still think Viking is way better. I do like Viking Cologne now though, so I'm happy I got it back in my collection. Then that was on Wednesday. Thursday, realistically on Thursday, I wore Montebaco Intensivo again, so I'm not going to talk about it again. Oh, and something that I forgot to mention. This is a compliment machine. We'll talk about it now just because I wore it Thursday, but Tuesday or Monday I was getting compliments like crazy wearing this fragrance. My sillage apparently was going super nice, but it was like 4 or 5 compliments in a day with this fragrance at work. So definitely surprised me, especially because it's not the safest fragrance to wear. I can see why people would hate it, why some would love it, but it's I guess interesting enough, especially out in the air, that it smells like super expensive out in the air for a lot of people that haven't complimented me before to say something about it. I need to drink some water or something. All right, and then on, let's see, Friday, I was about to start driving to Connecticut. So it was about a 7-hour drive, and my fragrance of that day was Paris Edinburgh by Chanel. And I am not a little bit pissed off today, but a little bit, just because I got something in the mail today. I haven't opened it yet. It's going to be my next video. But Chanel's Bleu de Chanel Exclusive came out today. It's at Macy's apparently. I might call and check it out. I might go ahead and purchase it. Who knows? I would have to drive over to Macy's and stop on my way to work. So maybe if I have the time, I'll probably stop by and purchase it. I've seen a few things already. I've seen it's more like a leather, smoky, forward fragrance with strong projection, like a stronger incense-y leather to the parfum. So we'll see. Maybe I'll stop. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I'll go to what's it called, Macy's, and go see if they have it. But yeah, Paris Edinburgh. Still really trying to figure out what I think about this fragrance. Like, I think it's good, but is it worth keeping in my collection? That's where I struggle with some of these fragrances. Like, I feel like I could love this fragrance after a few more tries, but after a few more times, I could also feel like I could care less about it. So I'm gonna keep it in my collection. I'm gonna keep on wearing it. Even though time is limited on how much I could wear it, since fall is slowly coming closer, and this is more of a summer, maybe spring scent, warmer weather. I don't see this performing well during the colder weather. So we'll see. We'll try it out in the colder weather. Maybe it pulls something out of this fragrance that makes it even better. Who knows? And then for Saturday and Sunday, this is the fragrance I brought with me to Connecticut. It's going to be Dior Homme 2020. So decided to go something basic. My aunt isn't really the biggest fan of fragrances, so I wanted to go with something easy to like. Not going to wear too much, not going to overspray or anything like that. So went with Dior Homme 2020. She said I smell nice. So hey, someone that doesn't like fragrances said this fragrance smells nice. Good, because she normally hates fragrances. When I visit her, or if I see her, I kind of either just if I'm staying at her house. So like I stayed at her house. I don't want to wear something that's going to be too strong. That's going to be overbearing for her, especially while I'm at her house. But anyways, that's the fragrances I wore this week. Talking about Connecticut, I do have a box of a lot of vintage fragrances. So I'll just show a few just that I have them here. So one of these is going to be a Roches Monsieur. This is from 1970, and it's a tester fragrance. I got a few more here, so let me show you this Old Spice from 1970. These are all 1970 fragrances. This was in a suitcase, so definitely really interested to check a little bit more of these out. This one you can still find. This one's really nice. You can still find this one for pretty cheap, but yeah, they were in a suitcase, in a closet in a suitcase for years. So I dated them back to, I was able to find a few, like some information, use a little bit of AI to figure some things out, but I'm still figuring it out. I have a box full of fragrances from the 1970s, 1960s. Some of them I've never even heard of. Like I've heard of Yardley, obviously. I've heard of 4711, Old Spice, obviously. This is another one so maybe I'm going to start talking about these vintage, or definitely vintage fragrances. These are 50 plus years old at this point. So yeah, definitely really interested in start getting into some of these. I only have 5 on my desk right now, but in my basement right now I have at least 30. So it'll probably be a long series, so it's probably something I'm going to start getting into a little bit more. But in the meantime, I just have to do a little bit more research on those, and I'll keep on doing research. But maybe I'll format it in the style of like this fragrance, when it was made, what it's going for now, so like the flip value. And yeah, I mean, they're 50 plus year old fragrances, and they're mostly all full. Mostly all haven't been sprayed before. And I even have the atomizers. They're like the older atomizers that are the pumps downstairs. So yeah, definitely interesting. So thank you to my aunt for getting me that, or giving me that. But that is all I have for you guys today. Please leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a good one, guys.